Hello, everybody, or anybody that's tuning in. So, welcome to day 4 of your 7-day challenge. Now, remember, with this challenge, you can repeat, make it as many days as you want. Today, we'll be going a little bit slower. So, if you would like to come into, let's take 2. Hello, everybody, or anyone that is here. Thank you so much for being here. We are on day 4 of our yoga challenge. Hopefully, you enjoyed the previous 3 power classes. Power is honestly my favorite to teach, but I love to wind down with a nice yin. So we are going to go ahead and get started with that. So if you would please get your mat ready, and then when you're ready, meet me here. We are going to start with our heads at the top of our mat, lying in Shavasana. Starting here, just allow yourself to let go of anything that may have happened today, last night, or over the past week. And just notice where the mind is. If it's racing, bring your awareness to your breath. Today's class is all about surrender. Letting go of the way we think something should be and accepting the way things are. So as you move through poses, maybe there are some that you find challenging. Just allow it to be that way. Allow yourself to just embrace any sensations that come up. And if any feelings or emotions arise, let them be there and allow them to pass through you. Take a couple more breaths here. And then if you'd like, you can keep the eyes closed or you can bring them open. But we'll bring the knees into the chest. Right hand below right knee, left hand below left. Few pulses, bringing the knees in close and allowing them to fall away. And then we'll begin with opposite knee circles. So meaning we're going to take the knees out to the side, allow them to drop away from the chest, bring them back into the middle and back up to the chest. Taking it nice and slow, especially if you're doing this first thing in the morning. Take a couple more circles in this direction. And then next time you come into the chest, go ahead and reverse, taking the knees together away from the chest, open, out, and back up. Just a few times here. Beautiful. Now, next time you come back to the chest, go ahead and set the left foot down on the mat. Extend the right leg overhead and interlace the hands on the back of the hamstring. We'll work into some hamstring flossing here. So we'll flex the toes towards the face, bend the knee down, and then once you reach the bottom, point the toes and bring the foot back up. Just a few times here, waking up the back of the leg, making sure everything is flowing nice and smoothly here. Beautiful. Next time you bend the knee, go ahead and set that foot down. We'll bring left knee into the chest, extend it overhead, interlace the hands on the back of the thigh. Flex into the left foot, drop the heel down, point the toe, and lift. Flex, lift, and point. 2 more times. Remembering to stay connected to the breath here. Beautiful. Next time the heel comes down, go ahead and set that foot down, releasing the hands. We're going to come onto our stomachs here. So on our belly, go ahead and tent up onto the fingertips on the outsides of the mat. And oscillating cobra will inhale, lift the chest, exhale, lower down. Now making sure as you lift the chest, you squeeze into the glutes to protect the low back. Couple more times. Nice, easy movement here. Make it slow as if you're flowing through water. Now, next time you come down, we'll come onto our elbows into a Sphinx pose. We won't be here long. We're going to take that right hand, thread it underneath the left shoulder, and then allow the right outer shoulder to come down. You can rest the head on the left hand, and then just be here. We'll take about a minute in this pose, remembering to come back to the breath, back to that idea of surrendering, and knowing that in life there are phases for all things. Phases for joy, for happiness, for suffering and challenge. And by keeping in mind that these are just phases and they will end, we can more deeply enjoy the good moments and hopefully more easily endure the hard ones. Take a couple more breaths here. Beautiful. Now lift the head up off of that left hand, and we're going to use the left hand to peel the body open as we bend the left knee up in line with the hip. We're going to end up in a nice supine twist. So you can take the right hand onto the left thigh. Maybe the gaze follows the left fingertips if the neck allows. Taking a few moments here in this twist, working to ground into the left shoulder. Good. On your next inhale, we'll begin to lift that left arm up, and as you exhale, we'll close everything back off, pulling that right hand back into Sphinx. So both elbows down one more time, chest long, neck long, I should say. Then we'll take the left hand, thread it underneath the right. Same thing on the other side. So left temple can come on top of the right hand. Just resting here, stretching into the back of that left shoulder. Enjoying taking some time for you right now, especially if it's been a long day. Really allow yourself to sink into every moment, with every exhale relaxing you even further. Take a couple more breaths here. And then go ahead and lift that left temple off of the right hand. Right hand comes to the mat, right knee bends in so it's in line with the right hip. We're going to press and peel open, right arm coming all the way outside the body. Maybe the gaze follows. Left hand can come to the outside of the right thigh. Take one more round of breath. And then on your next inhale, begin to bring the right hand back over the body. And as you exhale, right leg extends back into our Sphinx pose. Take a couple of breaths here, keeping shoulders away from the ears, legs long. And then lower the chest slowly. Hands come beneath the shoulders. Take an inhale as you tuck the toes under. And as you exhale, press up, tabletop pose. Walk those knees under the hips. Wrists are underneath the shoulders. Beautiful. From here, extend the right leg back. You can begin on the toes and you can stay here if you'd like, or as you're ready, lift the right leg up off of the mat. From here, left arm reaches forward, thumb to sky, stretching in opposite directions and making sure we're not falling into that right shoulder. So press the right hand into the mat. Breathe here, spinal balance just for a moment. Take one more inhale, extend opposite directions here, and as you exhale, just the left hand comes to the mat. We'll cross the right foot over to the outer edge outside of the left mat, and then we'll gaze back at our toes, side stretch, gentle into the right side. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the right leg back up. This time we're going to do something similar, but we're going to come into a nice little binding twist of the leg. So we're going to take the right leg over to the left, bend the knee so that it's tucked nice and close in behind the left. And this may mean that you need to scoot a little bit more forward on your mat and adjust the left foot so it's more towards the right. From here, have a seat. So now we're in Gomukhasana legs. Now we have a couple options here. If you need extra rest, simply fold the body over the legs here, or if you would like to add a little upper body, inhale, right arm lifts. As you exhale, bend into the elbow. Left hand can come to the elbow to help open up the tricep, the back side of the arm. If you'd like, you can go for the bind here with the left hand coming back behind and maybe the fingertips grasp one another. Now you can stay here with the chest lifted, or on an inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, folding forward. Now at some point, as you hold this, if you have the arms where they are, the neck may begin to feel strained, and we don't want that. So you can release the hands down. You can reach them forward or simply snuggle into yourself here. Finding a nice deep stretch into the hips. Always keeping in mind the idea of surrender throughout this class. So if this is uncomfortable and the mind begins to worry, come back to the breath and just notice as you slow the breath down, the mind begins to slow as well. Now we'll be here for about a minute more. So if it does begin to be too much, you can simply rest the forearms on the knee. Otherwise, just lean into that discomfort a bit. See if you can't find the comfort that lies within. Take a couple more breaths here. And then slowly, not being in any rush at all, lift the upper body back up. And we'll shift ourselves back onto our hands. Ground into the left knee, lift the right leg up, and adjust so the left foot is facing the back of the mat once more. From here, we're going to bend into the right knee nice and close towards the chest, towards the shoulder, and step that right foot to the outside of the right hand. Now tuck those left toes under, and you'll scoot the left foot back just a little bit, coming into lizard. So in lizard, if you need blocks, or you can use books. You can rest the forearms on those. Otherwise, you can stay here on your hands, or as you're ready and the body begins to open, drop the forearms to the mat. And sometimes it's helpful to stack fists to rest the forehead on. Again, we'll be here for about a minute, minute and a half. So find that place where you know the body is opening, where you know the breath can do the work here. And then simply settle in. Taking in any sensations and just watching any thoughts that come up, allowing them to be there. Often when we encounter anxiety or stress, we try to make it go, we try to make it leave as quickly as possible because it can be uncomfortable. But as you come upon these uncomfortable feelings in your practice today, see if you can say, let it stay. Simply greet it. And notice if that changes anything. Take a couple more breaths here. Remember, every exhale, you can allow the body to open a little bit more. And then taking your time, place those hands on the mat, lift the upper body up. Now from here, we're going to lift that right hand and we're going to heel toe that foot over to the left. Now, lay the shin, the knee, the ankle down onto the mat. Take a peek at the left leg. Make sure it's not askew too far out to the side or towards the middle. And then remember, with our pigeon pose, the foot being closer to the hip will be easier and further away will be more difficult. So find your level here. Tenting onto the fingertips, inhale, lengthen, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, you can stay or fold over that right leg. Now just come down to your own degree here. If you find that the hips are rolling open, then you can back out just a bit and stay elevated with the upper body. Otherwise, begin to breathe nice and slow. And as you do so, notice that the body begins to open, begins to relax. The breath does the work here. And as it continues to open, you can lie yourself all the way down, resting the head on the hands or the forearm. Surrendering is not a sign of weakness. It is often a sign of strength. It takes courage to ride the wave in front of you. So no matter what happens, what phase of life you're in, breathe deep, ask for help when needed, and surrender to this moment. Knowing that it is only that, just a moment, and it will pass. Take a couple more breaths here. And then if you are not already, come to the hands, lift the upper body up. We'll tuck the left toes under, press firmly into the mat to lift the hips up off of the mat, and then slide right knee back so it lands on the mat. So our left leg is already extended. Otherwise, if it's not, go ahead and kick that leg back. Lift left foot off of the mat. Right hand reaches forward, thumb to sky. Bird dog for just a moment, working into balance, stability. It's often those balance poses that help us be more fully in the moment. So just embracing that here. Inhale, reach, heel back, fingers forward. As you exhale, right hand comes to the mat, left foot crosses over to the outside of the right edge of the mat, and then gaze back at those toes. Again, gentle side stretch, this time on the left side. Beautiful. Lift left leg back up, back behind you. And we're going to shift the right foot towards the left, and the left knee becomes or comes behind the right. From here, sitting back, Gomukhasana, legs on the other side. Now remember, arms are completely optional for this one. Inhale, lift left arm up. As you exhale, bend into the elbow, right hand comes behind, stretching into the tricep, maybe even into the lat a little bit. If this feels easy, right hand can come up, maybe grasping fingers behind the back. Now you can stay here, or as you're ready, folding forward. Remember, you can release the hands whenever you'd like, and then reach the fingertips in front of you, or my favorite is to simply snuggle in, resting the forehead on the knee. Now, in any of these deep hip openers, sometimes some emotions can come up, and you can allow them to be there, to feel them before they move on. Just like when we try to get rid of something too quickly, they continue to come up. As the saying goes, what you resist persists. So if something does come up, remember, let it stay. It won't stay forever if you simply tell it hello. Take a last couple of breaths here. And then slowly raise upper body back up. And then we'll shift forward back onto the hands. Ground into that right knee. Lift the left leg. Right foot comes back behind. And then pull left knee in, planting the foot on the outside of the left hand. Now you can walk that right leg back a bit. And then remember, on our lizard pose, you can stay here, or as you're ready, you can come on down to a block or books or to your forearms. Stacking the fists for a little resting place for the forehead if you'd like. And then just find your breath. Find some comfort in the breath. Maybe comfort knowing that if this side is a little tighter than the other, we won't be here for real long. more breaths here. Now taking your time, palms come to the mat, lift that upper body up. Now heel toe the left foot over to the right side of the mat and lie the shin, the knee, the hips down onto the mat. Making sure right leg isn't askew. And then inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, stay or fold down to your own degree. All of these forward folding poses are so great to go inward. So allow yourself to do so. Just keeping in mind that if thoughts come up that are worrisome or you find the mind racing, realize that you don't have to follow those thoughts. You don't have to build on any other stories. Take a couple more breaths here. And then very slowly, once again, lift upper body up. And instead of coming back to a kneeling position, we're going to shift onto the left hip and swing the right leg forward. Go ahead and extend the left leg. So both legs are in front of us. Flex into the feet here and walk those hips back just a bit. Now for our forward fold, if you need to, you can grab onto the backs of the hamstrings, the knees, the calves, ankles. Maybe you can reach the toes or you have a strap. No matter where you're at here, inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen the spine, create space, and then exhale, fold to your own degree, making sure not to curl into the back. We want to keep the folding happening from the hip crease here. Breathe deeply and freely, maybe noticing as the rib cage expands on the inhale, and notice it contract on the exhale. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, can you fold just a little bit deeper? As the body continues to open, you can melt even further, allowing the chest and the belly to lie over the thighs, and maybe the head rests on a block on the legs. Take a couple more breaths here. And then going as slowly as needed, come back up. We'll bend the knees, feet flat on the mat, and hands back behind you. Take just a couple of wipers here, each side. Let it feel good, or simply let it be. And then holding onto the backs of the hamstrings, go ahead and come to lying on your back. Bring both knees into the chest and then extend the legs up towards the sky. Open the feet a little bit wider than the hips distance, and then bend the knees, grabbing onto the outer edges of the feet. Happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Keeping the neck long, making sure we're not pulling the tailbone up. We're working on getting the full length of the spine on the mat. And if you find trouble, maybe this is extremely uncomfortable, try pressing into the hands with the feet for a few seconds. And then release, pulling the knees back down. Take your last couple of breaths here in this pose. And then release the feet. Bring the knees back into the chest just for a moment. And then extend the legs long along the mat. Now, before we completely relax, pull those toes towards the face. Dig the heels into the mat. Squeeze the quadriceps, the fronts of the thighs, and engage those glute muscles. Ball the hands into fists. Pull the shoulders to the ears. Clench the jaw. Furrow the brow. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, open the mouth, let everything go. Shavasana. Allowing every part of you to surrender to the mat beneath you, to the earth beneath your mat. Every exhale relaxes you further as you find that there is no tension left in the body. Now you can stay here in Shavasana as long as you'd like. Take your time and give yourself this time. Thank you for practicing with me today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Namaste.